Andre, I wanted to ask you a question. A player of your caliber has options. You have people calling you and say, come play with us. Why here? Why are you a member of the Golden State Warriors?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the people who kind of made this happen, which was, it seemed like it wasn't going to happen for a second there, but Bob did a great job of working with some things with Rob, and, at one point, I think it was Wednesday night, we didn't think it would happen, and then it kind of just the next morning, 9 hours later, 50 phone calls in between the two kind of came through, but Peter did a great job of being involved, and Joe was excellent. He came to the meeting. I met with him. We spoke their vision for what they want to do with this franchise. And 2 years ago, it was, they haven't been here too long. NBA years is kind of like you're still in infant stages of ownership and what they've done to change things around. And Coach Jackson, just playing up against him, I can see his presence that he has on his players while they're playing on the court. And then, I guess it was good to play here in the playoffs because I kind of got a feel for the fans and, how ecstatic they are and how much support they give their team. All those things kind of played a huge part into my decision to come here.
I want to remind people that we are streaming live on Warriors.com as well as CSN Bay Area. We're live there as well, and we welcome those audiences here to our little get-together. Andre, what did you learn during the postseason and in that series? I don't mean to bring up a bad memory for you, but it was a pretty good memory around here. But what did you learn about the Warriors in that series?
I think it was Game 6. We were down a bunch, and we kind of made a run. I kind of got hot, and I could just feel the crowd. Like, I was feeding off them. Even though I was on the opposing team, I kind of just, the energy they were giving, I kind of fed off that. And I didn't really think about it at all until, a month or two later, they really are starting something big, and just watching them play against the San Antonio Spurs. And the Spurs pretty much swept every team in the Western Conference. They had 2 close games against Memphis. They pulled out, but no one really gave them problems in the playoffs except for the Warriors. And I think they were missing one piece, and hopefully, I can be that piece to, get the team to where we all want to be, which is try to win a championship.
Bob, let me ask you, in your vision, what does Andre bring to the table for this franchise?
A lot. This moment that we're experiencing right now, this was a lesson in perseverance, Tim. I mean, Rob Pelinka, who I've known Andre's agent for 15 years, he didn't let me give up on this pursuit of Andre. So this one took a lot of work, took a lot of energy. 4th of July was a 15, 16-hour day. It wasn't your typical barbecue. It was being on the phone, and I apologize to Andre's agent for talking to him 10 times that day. But we worked very hard, and the reason, Tim, that we put in all that work was to get a player of Andre's caliber. We feel like he's the missing piece of the puzzle for this team. Versatile player, playmaker. It's very hard to find playmakers in the NBA, guys that can make the game easier for their teammates. Finishes at the rim, I think second only to LeBron as far as finishing around the basket percentage. And look, it's a thrill. There's an element of this whole day that is surreal. To have a guy like this join a team that has been able to keep its core together, and then add somebody of his caliber. Not only his ability as an athlete, but who he is. I think as the media and the fans get to know Andre, one of the best people you'll meet, well respected throughout the NBA, community guy, man of faith, and you don't find players like this. You just don't find players like this, and you actually don't find too many people like Andre. So we're absolutely thrilled.
Now, I know that you have other work that's going on. We're not able to comment on that because it's not official, but Andre alluded to all the work that you were doing. And was there a moment where you thought this was not going to happen? Was there like a moment of panic maybe somewhere?
Well, there's about 25 of those. I would walk into the house, and I'd tell my wife, I'd say, this isn't happening. We can't get Igoudala. We can't do it. There's no way to do it. And she'd look at me, and she said, you said the same thing 2 hours ago. And I said, but it's so rare, and we haven't touched on this. Andre wanted to come play for us. And he was sitting out there, and we just couldn't get it done. not for lack of effort. I mean, this was one of the hardest things I've ever worked on in the NBA, getting this deal through. But yeah, this thing was on life support 15 times, and because I've known Rob, his agent, so well, I felt a responsibility to Rob to let him know numerous times, this may not happen, so don't let go of the other options you have. I can't promise you this is going to happen. And to give him credit, he gave me more belief that this could happen than I even had, and I have to give credit to Joe Lacob and ownership for giving us confidence, and Travis Schlenk and Kirk Lacob and all the people that worked on it. We chose a job where holidays don't really exist. So this one was a lot of hard work, but we are absolutely ecstatic at what we were able to accomplish in getting a player like Andre.